Sir, Dinesh sir, கொடுத்துட்டீங்க sir.
Okay, sir. Received, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, Dinesh sir, good morning, sir. So this is Thirumalai Raja.
Thirumalai Raja sir, good morning sir. I think he's busy at YouTube, so I replied sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Thirumalai Raja, good morning, ji. Or call வந்துருச்சு, sorry ji.
Okay. Thank you. Proceed.
மறுபடியும் நீங்க நாப்பை போட்டிருக்கீங்க துணி அதை
Ma'am, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Ma'am, session start பண்ணலாமா ma'am? Sir, Dinesh sir.
சார்
Sir, session start பண்ணலாமா sir கேட்டுட்டு?
Sir, am I on now?
Sir, shall we start, sir?
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes, okay, sir.
definitely.
Just we wait few more minutes, sir, to join.
Okay, okay, no problem.
Our staff members are joined now.
Yeah, we'll wait for another maybe 5 minutes so that.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, Veeramani sir, shall we start, sir?
Yes, yes,
Principal,
yes.
sir.
Yes,
Principal, sir.
Yes.
Shall we start?
Sir, Principal, sir, shall we start, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay, thank you, sir. Sir, Aravind, sir, we can start now, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Devara, sir, are you ready, sir?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay,
So
okay.
good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Department of English, Vallur College of Science and Management, I would like to welcome you all for this national webinar. We appreciate you taking time off your busy schedule to join us today. I hope you will have a fruitful session. In the right light, at the right time, everything is extraordinary. It is the time for lighting the lamp. Thank you, sir. Prayer is nothing else than being on terms of friendship with God. So friends, I invite you all to take our relationship with God to the next level with a prayer.
குறை ஒன்றும் இல்லை மறைமூர்த்தி கண்ணா குறை ஒன்றும் இல்லை கண்ணா குறை ஒன்றும்
Thank you, sir. Small cheer and great welcome makes a merry feast. I invite Mrs. Ramya, Head Department of English, to welcome the gathering.
Thank you, sir. Every day is an ordinary day as the sun rises every morning and sets every evening. But for a few, every day is an extraordinary day since they do extraordinary things between the sunrise and the sunset. And they become the learners and the winners. This morning, I wish you good. It's not an ordinary morning because we are all going to learn something today through Dr. Veeramani sir. Some winners are always silent as they make their achievement speech alone. Here is the man who speaks less and achieves more. His love towards Tirukkural, he offers free petrol for Tirukkural recitation by the students. I welcome our chairman, Mr. K. Sengutuvan, the man behind the success of this institution. Welcome you, sir. Winning always brings companions and the companions always brings success. We call this as a winning combo. I am very happy to welcome the winning companion of our chairman, Mrs. Hemalata Sengutuvan, Secretary, Vallur College of Science and Management, for this excellent webinar. Welcome you, ma'am. I have read some philosophers say learning is winning. Now she is a learner and sure she will be a winner. I extend my cordial welcome Ms. Raghavi Sengutuvan, Governing Council member. I welcome you, ma'am. True leadership lies is others to success. Yes, he is guide us in a proper way. Now I welcome our guide and respected principal, Dr. Vincent. Welcome you, sir. To be inspired is great, but to be an inspiration is an honor. Yes, he is the real inspiration to all here. Now I proudly welcome our guest of today, Dr. Veeramani, Assistant Professor of English, Government Arts College, Kulikalai. Welcome you, sir. I welcome various heads of our institution, faculty members, and coordinators of this webinar. Welcome you all. Dr. Veeramani is an illustrious alumnus of St. Joseph College, Trichy. He started his career as Assistant Professor of English at St. Joseph College, Trichy. Later, he moved to Anna Government Arts College, Namakkal. Since 2017, he works at Government Arts College, Kulikalai, where he is also a nimble coordinator of IEAC, NIRF, and soft skills. He has published a multitude of articles in various international and national journals. He has published The Rudiments of English Communication and Ilakya Potpadugal, which shows his expertise in both English and Tamil. He has been a successful research person for almost 50 events organized by various institutions across the state, inclusive of 11 webinars during this COVID lockdown. He is one of the most desirable speaker and acts as reviewer, editor, member in professional bodies like International Association of Scientific Innovation and Research, America, the Literary Herald, the ICLALS, IJARS. He has conducted 3 online quizzes on annihilation of COVID-19, Literary Theory Part 1, Literary Theory Part 2. Through this, we know he is a multifaceted personality. He is proved recipient of Kanavu Nayagan Abdul Kalam Award, Sangat Tamilar Award, the Best Faculty Award, the Best Research Paper Publisher. He is Board of Studies member in Government Arts College, Pudukkottai, and a special expert on outcomes-based education. He was a mentor and coordinator for students. Finally, En Porulavaga Selasoli, Than Pirarvai, Mun Porul Kanbadarivu. Yes, he is a veteran orator. He conveys his message easily to others. We are waiting for your voice, sir. Hear your voice, sir. Later, but not least, I welcome Professor, Dean, faculty members, and students from various institutions. I welcome you all for this great occasion, a national webinar on quality mandate for higher education institutions in India. I welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Tough times brings your best and makes you the best. So we request you to spare a few minutes to witness how best our institution is during the tough days. Arvind sir.
Confidence in your vision. are a great people who are born in the land of greatest culture, greatest literature, greatest civilization. No power on earth can stop you achieving your goals and achieving your mission. You are very strong, very intelligent, and you have the Shakti of your Dharma. The Shakti of Dharma is ingrained in your blood and in your genes. So no one can ever defeat you. Have that confidence in your vision.
எங்கள் காலேஜில் வந்துட்டு நிறைய ட்ரைனிங்ஸ் எல்லாம் கண்டக்ட் பண்ணாங்க. சியூபிக்கும் ட்ரைனிங் வச்சாங்க, டிசிஎஸ்க்கும் ட்ரைனிங் வச்சாங்க, அசென்ச்சர் ட்ரைனிங் எல்லாத்துக்குமே வந்துட்டு ட்ரைனிங் வச்சாங்க. நான் எல்லா கிளாஸையுமே அட்டென்ட் பண்ணேன். அதில் நான் வந்துட்டு டாடா கன்சல்டன்சியில் வந்துட்டு செலக்ட் ஆகியிருக்கேன். ஸோ அது வந்துட்டு எனக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமாக இருக்குது. என் ஃபேமிலி மெம்பர்ஸும் ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமாக இருக்காங்க. நான் லைஃப்பில் செட்டில் ஆன மாதிரி தான்.
Myself Priyadashni. I am working in IBM. She is my younger sister. She is studying in Valluvar College. She attended all placement trainings. Now she is selected in TCS, that is Tata Consultancy Services. So our family members are very proud of her. So thanks to management and Valluvar College. So thank you.
நம்முடைய பெண்கள் சாதனை பெண்களாக, நல்ல பிள்ளைகளாக, வள்ளுவரின் பிள்ளைகளாக கண்டிப்பாக வருவார்கள். இதில் எந்த மாற்று கருத்தும் இல்லை. என் பிள்ளைகள், என் மேலிருக்கும் வள்ளுவர் நம்மை வழிநடத்துவார். நம் அருகில் இருக்கும் தாய் நம்மை அரவணைப்பாள். நீங்கள் எல்லோரும் எங்கள் வீட்டு பிள்ளைகள். உங்களை வழிநடத்துவது எங்களுடைய கடமை.
இந்த காலேஜில் முடிச்சு போகிறதுக்கு முன்னாடியே சிஏவோட கிளாஸஸை உங்களுக்கு கண்டக்ட் பண்ணி கொடுத்துட்ருக்காங்க. ஏன் காரணம்னு கேட்டிங்கன்னா, நான் கண் கூட பார்த்துருக்கேன். எஸ், சர்டிஃபைட் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் அக்கௌண்டன்ட் கோர்ஸ் தமிழ்நாட்டில் ஃபஸ்ட்டு வாங்கியிருக்கிறது நம்ம வள்ளுவருடைய காலேஜ் தான். நம்மளுடைய சேர்மன் ஐயா அவர்களுடைய முழு முயற்சியின் வடிவம்தான் இந்த ஒரு தனித்தன்மையை வாய்ந்த ஒரு வாய்ப்பு. It is actually equivalent to ICWA junior level certification மாதிரி.
Thank you. So a leader's actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, and do more. Here is a leader who always inspires us with his dynamic actions. I welcome Dr. G. Vincent, our principal, to deliver the presidential address.
Is it visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Respected Chairman, sir. Respected Secretary, Kamala ma'am. Ms. Raghavi, the Governing Council member, the resource person, the day, chief guest of the day, dear Avali sir, Mrs. Ramya, the employee of the English department, and the Dinesh assistant professor, who took initiatives in bringing this event happen. And all the participants joined us, the intellectuals who are gathered virtually, and staff and students of BCS. Once again, I wish you a great and happy morning. And our college, Vallabha College of Science and Management, was established in the year 2001, and with the vision of providing rural empowerment, women empowerment. And we have a strong and visionary leaders in the form of Chairman Sir, Secretary Ma'am, and Raghavi Singletman, the Governing Council member, who work for 24/7 to meet this task. And we have a full support from these three people. And we have a 10 departments almost with 2,000 people.
Sir, voice is not audible, sir.
Yeah.
So audio is very slow, sir.
Yeah?
Audio, ipa clear aapke, sir. Ipa clear aapke.
Okay. Okay. With full placement almost we have with the TCS, we have Accenture, Curve, and Wipro also. We try every possibilities to get full employment for the students, outgoing students. Is my voice audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes. It's
Yes,
not
sir.
clear, sir.
Yeah, we have a unique course.
Yes.
Yes,
diploma in
clear,
bank-
sir.
Yeah, we have a unique course, diploma in banking finance. This is only one institution in Tamil Nadu I can say that we are giving this at a consideration, I mean concessional rate, and students are getting out of it. Once they get through this exam, they are directly recruited by the leading banks in and around Tamil Nadu. And we have the signatory event such as financial inclusion, we are very strong, banking, we are very strong, and creating saving habits among the school children is the signature event of our college. And education, educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all, said Aristotle, the philosopher who lived in 323, taught by Plato. And this is the situation or evolution of teaching learning process where we have moved from Gurukula to Google Classroom, where the Google Classroom gives so much of advantages, so much of benefits to the students, such as the collaboration, engagement, exposure, time saving, and accessibility. And this is the development or advancement with the help of ICT enabled tools. And next we are the physical, PHY, physical classroom, flipped classrooms. Again, this is another platform where the students learn, the practical thinking is there, the collaboration is there, subject content is created infinitely richer and richer. So these are the present days where we are moving completely ICT enabled classrooms, making teaching as a fun element. Yeah, teaching as a fun element. Yeah, now this is the actual challenge for our students. Many students have complained, many parents we receive complaints like this. We have a syllabus of 8 GB, but the students study only 8 MB. What is retained in mind is only 80 KB, and they write in the exam only 8 bytes, and the result comes in binary digits 00, 01, 10, or 11. or what goes into the mind is something lesser which we can't expect. This is a situation of present scenario. And this is the serious note where the SDG UN have given the Sustainable Development Goals out of 17. They keep quality education as a fourth one because this is the real and serious business where quality education should be imparted to all the students in an equitable basis. The gross enrollment ratio should be improved, and this is a serious note. And if you look at the quality of what is quality education, UNICEF gives this definition: quality learners, quality learning environment, quality content, and quality process and quality outcomes. So all the higher educational institutions which are trying to give or trying to inculcate all these five pillars, we can say, okay, we are including quality learners, and once it is included, we are giving the environment where the teaching learning actually taking place, and we are trying to give a quality content which suits not only the academia syllabus but also the different stakeholders such as industries, and quality process maybe in the teaching learning process, evaluation process, and finally we give the quality outcomes which is expected by the different stakeholders. And this is a target of SDG 4 quality education. They have given some 10, out of which 7 are outcome targets and other 3 are means of implementation or means of achieving. As take some few: universal primary education and secondary education, early childhood development and universal pre-primary education, equal success to technical and vocational and higher education, relevant skills for decent work, gender equality and inclusion, universal youth literacy, education for sustainable development and global citizenship. And these 7 goals can be achieved by these 3 means: effective learning environment and providing the scholarship to deserved candidates or underprivileged, and teachers and educators. And sometimes higher degree, we take UG, PG, and MPhil and higher education. We think that we get the higher education. These higher degrees will give us jobs, but the actual practice, actual expectation is not the degrees, but the skill set that the students possess when they go out of the campus. This skill set is the minimum criteria that educational institution should aim at giving it. And quality, of course, quality is a central point of any product or services, be it educational sector also. Yeah, quality matters. And this is a Dabawala case where the Six Sigma status was given by Forbes in the year 2002, and almost every day more than 175 lunches were passed from house to offices, and the beauty is that less than 1 mistakes in every 6 million deliveries. So this is the point, or this is the almost the defect is almost nil. So this is the quality concern that every industry, every academic institution is aiming at. The national education policy, some highlights increasing GR higher education by 50%, and holistic multidisciplinary education and multiple entry and exit options, and common entrance exam to higher educational institution, establishment of academic rank of credit, and setting up multidisciplinary education and research universities, setting up of National Research Foundation, and light but tight regulation. So these highlights will give us some sort of clue that we are aiming for quality concern. We are moving for some quality inputs or quality, or we are trying to implement all the 5 pillars of defined by UNESCO. Yeah, equitable education. Everybody is a genius, but if we judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid, says Albert Einstein. Yeah. Now we are gathered here for a meeting, maybe first in kind in Tamil Nadu. I don't know about India. So this is an attempt made by our institution to give input for quality mandate for higher education institutions in India, which is released by UGC recently. And everybody moves towards quality or making the institution as research institutions, right? Therefore, I take this opportunity to thank our management for giving us fullest support in inculcating or in initiating a program of this kind. I also extend congratulations to the HOD of English, Ramya and Dinesh Kumar, for putting so much of efforts in bringing this event happen. Once again, I wish you very all the best. I hope this event will give you a lot of input, a lot of clarity and insights to our existing knowledge of higher education. Thank you, Ananda. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, sir. A guest more frequent is not just a guest. He is a family member. A guest more friendly is not just easily accessible, but more lovable. What he has already given us is invaluable, and what he is going to give today is indispensable. I invite our guest, beloved family member, Dr. S. Veeramani, to fill the session with more knowledge. Welcome, sir.
I have read the Chairman Sri K. Sengutuvan and Principal Dr. J. Vincent, Convener Ms. A. Ramya, Head of the Department of English, and Organizer Mr. Dinesh Kumar, Assistant Professor of English, and my dear fellow colleagues and participants. Good morning to one and all, gathered virtually. And I welcome you all, and I have to thank all for this wonderful opportunity to share a few points about the higher education systems and also the quality mandate in higher education systems in India. Is my voice audible to you, first of all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Audible.
I'd like to share my screen. Is my screen visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's getting ready. The PowerPoint now is getting ready. I do not know whether this point is powerful or not, but anyway, it's your comments, then you can say that the points are very powerful or powerless, like that. Yeah, it's getting ready. Thank you, friends, for being patient. Yeah, this is actually okay. Screen. Yes, my dear friends. Yeah, it is one day national level webinar on explaining quality a quality mandate for higher education institutions in India. Actually, this book is meant for the quality enhancement. It is written by UGC and it is published by UGC. This is somewhat, yeah. Okay. Actually, this book, it was published in February 2021, very recently. Yeah, 2 months ago, it was published. And this book was forwarded by Professor D.P. Singh, Chairman of University Grant Commission. And also, it has 15 chapters. These 15 chapters are written by the great academicians, experts, stalwarts, and the directors, director of NAC, and well-educated and vice chancellors and UGC secretary, and very, very great and erudite scholars have written this particular book that is on higher education and quality mandate. And actually, what is the aim or else the objective of this particular book is to sustain the quality in higher education institutions and to maintain the standard and the excellence of higher education. So these are the major aim of this particular book. Okay, little by little we can go, but I do not know how far I am going to complete all the 15 chapters within the stipulated time, because each and every chapter has many more points, many more valid points. That's why I tell you that I have taken a few points to discuss on this particular webinar. Yes, this first chapter. It is the first chapter is the quality improvement programs in higher education. Okay, and this is a book. This book discloses with the statement given by our Prime Minister, Honorable Sri Prime Minister Narendra Modi. What he says, whatever the education university imparts, it must achieve the global level of benchmarking, given the vastness and diversity of the global village we live in today. That means the education imparted by the educational institutions in the minds of the students, they must carry over, they must take everything to the global village. So village development. So that is the point I could sense from the point of view of our Prime Minister. And this book, this particular chapter, quality improvement, it brings out the quality education and then the critical thinking of the students. Critical thinking of the students. Some students are not able to think critically, and even some students are not able to think properly. So it is to make the critical thinking and so on. And also the students must learn independently. So independently in the sense we have so many, what should I say, the platforms to learn the independently. And also it talks about the multidisciplines in the due course of this presentation, that is my presentation, we have the transdisciplinary rather than the multidisciplinary. And we have this Niti Aayog, which is meant for science teaching. Science teaching, it is a policy of the government of India. And also we find that in 2018, UGC has declared that the quality mandate, it is consisting of 10 verticals. That means it says 10 standard points. Okay, 10 verticals and 10 standard points and so on. And then MHRD, now it has recommended Dr. K. Kasturirangan's draft new educational policy in 2019. So these are all the things which we are going to discuss here. And also India-centered education system must be there rather than the other, what should I say, the westernized countries' education system. And this aim of this particular book and this particular chapter is to say the India-centered education system. And it has to transform the vibrant knowledge of the teacher and the students to the global village. It's a kind of a holistic manner. It's a kind of a holistic manner. Yes, the next slide we can go, yes. Somewhat it's not functioning, yes. It's not functioning well. Yeah, this I do not know. My laptop is not feeling well. That's why it disturbs me a lot. Okay, this chapter is based on the principles of access of knowledge, access, equity, and quality, innovation, and excellence. And very, very important thing to discuss here in this point is education is not to be commercialized. Okay, it has to eradicate the commercialization of education. It has to be imparted in each and every person in the India. Okay, and it also advocates this particular chapter. The first chapter advocates the student-centric. Yes. Is my voice audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Voice? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It advocates. It advocates. There are several points. I have taken a few points to mention: critical thinking and the student-centric system, and also the life skills. We have a separate chapter called the life skills, and then faculty development and strengthening the research culture. Okay, research culture, it is very hectic today. Okay, that's why many PhD scholars are striving and grappling with anything else to publish the papers in the qualitative journals and so on. So in order to maintain the quality, this chapter recommends, okay, and then it is a multi-dimensional. The teaching is not a kind of monopolizing, okay, it is a multi-dimensional. That's why we need the interdisciplinarity and multidisciplinarity, and then the transdisciplinarity and so on. Quality, the quality which talks about the understanding of the stakeholders, what the stakeholders want to require, want to say, want to have, want to acquire the knowledge. So it is the quality first of all. And then its references, we have that the mission of the institution and aim of the institution, which has to be attained by the students as well as the institution. Okay, and then attributes. No, we have that. It's a kind of evaluation. It's a kind of values and so on. Attributes we will talk about in the LOCF. That is a OBE in this separate thing, and it has to be evaluated. Evaluated in the sense. The evaluation process must be transparent, very transparent. Even when we do not have the transparency, there is no quality in this education. That's why we have that transparency evaluation. And after that, the historical period of what should I say? The evaluation, the historical period of evolution of educational development, right from the old age to the current scenario, that is the 21st century today. Okay, and then this, yeah. Yes, the next slide we can. Yes, the next slide, no? The higher education in India, higher education system, HES. It is to advancement of technology, advancement of technology and artificial intelligence. And now, I mean, in oncoming days, AI is going to dominate us. AI is going to dominate us. The admin can admit the participants. There some participants are waiting so that you can admit the participants. So it is visible on my screen. I'm giving admitting, so you can admit the what should I say, the participants.
Okay, we will admit, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and also that it is artificial intelligence. It has to be there, and then cybernetics and robotics and evaluation of virtual reality. What we have, I'm sitting in my place and you are sitting in your places, and then you can realize the my presentation. That is what we call that virtual reality. And we have a 5G internet and 3D holographic system and social media and everything. We have that. So now what we have is the internet-based teaching, as well as, I mean, sometimes the F2F, that is a face-to-face teaching, somewhat it is effective. At the same time, in the course of the time, we have only the blended learning. As sir says, no, it's a blended learning. In the blended teaching, we will have that in future. Yeah, the next thing, that is the role of a teacher and higher education. Actually, it is a, we should not be that knowledge broker. Okay, we should not be. We should not be the knowledge. Yes. Actually, 10 minutes ago, my mouse, what should I say, had some problem. That's why I'm not able to go to the previous slide. Yeah, the role of a teacher and education. Actually, sir, you can admit, sir, it is showing on my screen, so it is disturbing.
I think all the buttons.
Okay. It is a facilitator, knowledge facilitator. Rather than the information provider, the teacher must be a learning facilitator. That's why we can call out and bring out the students' talents in the classroom effectively. So it's not that information provider. Yeah, teacher must be a learning facilitator. And also we have to empower certain mechanisms, and we have to enhance human values. This chapter deals with human values, creation of knowledge. I have to rush out. Okay, the creation of knowledge and meet individuals' socio-economic conditions and development goals for global good. Okay, and then what we say is the Indian education system, and it has crossed many phases. Phases from ashrama-based learning, that is Gurukula environment, to the university-based learning, that is Kulaguru system. So now we have that Kulaguru system. That means the university-based learning in the sense higher education system. We students go to the higher education institutions, and we learn many things and so on. So this system is evolved like anything else. This is the historical development and the historical process of the Indian education system and so on. And then, yeah. It's the next slide, it shows that in the last 70 years, the universities numbers were from 20 to 993, but from mere 500 to almost 40,000 colleges were there, and then 15,000 students. Okay, sorry, 15,000 teachers. What should I say? It is not functioning well. What should I say? Yeah. Yeah, it is 15,000 teachers to nearly about 15 lakh teachers are there. And then the students number and its ratio, we find that 1 lakh in 1950 to 3.74 crores in 2019, as per the record of in 2019. You just to say that the students are also increasing, and the institution is also increasing, and so on. It is our duty to give the proper and qualitative education, and so on. The next slide. Yeah, it is a gross enrollment ratio. This gross enrollment ratio, which talks about the age group of people between 18 and 23 years. In our country, 26.3% is enrolled. Okay, and in countries of other countries, I mean the transition, it is developing. Okay, we find that 36%, and in the developed countries, 54.6% of gross enrollment ratio is recorded. What our country says today, the target is for the gross enrollment ratio is 50% in 2030. Okay, but the world average enrollment ratio is 36. We just compare that to the world average ratio is 36, but our country's enrollment ratio is 26, nearly about 9 point something. The difference is 9 point something. So in that level, we have developed more and more. Okay, yes, the next slide. It is a problem in changing the slide. Yes, eligible enrollment ratio, EER. That means between the age group of 18 to 23, after completing their +2, it shows that 60%. It's a great number. I tell you that it's a great number. At the same time, government is also taking much more steps and initiatives to increase that EER ratio. And also for getting the EER ratio achieved, we have a couple of schemes. The number one is right to education according to the Indian Constitution. And then Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan is SSA. Under these two factors, we can increase the number of eligible enrollment ratios to the higher education, And then, yes, we have, this is, it is a majority of a higher education institution is not relevant to the industry needs. That is the problem here. The problem is the industry needs what the industry needs. Most of the institutions are not aware of that. Okay, so if we need the industry's need, according to, we can make and develop our curriculum, and then we can train the students to connect industry and education connect, because we have to strengthen the socio-economic situation also. So that's the point. And then 80% of Indian engineering graduates are unemployable. You just see that the very pathetic condition. 80% of Indian engineering graduates are unemployable. Why they are unemployable? That is a very big question. That's a very big question. It shows that this report is given by the employability report in 2019 by Aspiring Minds. Okay, and then we can go to the next slide. Yeah, it is. What is the reason? What is the reason for nearly about 80% of engineering students are not employable? What is the reason? Because we find that this curriculum is outdated. Curriculum is outdated and update. I mean, the teachers they are not interested in updating themselves, and they are not interested in updating the curriculum framework. And the teacher is also resisting to update their knowledge. What is the remedy here? The remedy should be there. No, that's particular first chapter gives the remedy, that is industry and induction, institution induction training program must be conducted, and companies and institutions induction training program must be conducted. So only then we are able to understand what is the industrial need. Okay, accordingly we have to frame the syllabus. Okay, frame the curriculum. That's the point here. That is the remedy given by the first chapter. Okay, so it is a very, very pathetic situation that 80% of engineering students are unemployable. At the same time, I have experienced that most of the some of the colleges have not developed, have not updated their syllabus and so on. So they have to update according to the 21st century skills. Okay, there are a number of skills for 21st centuries. Accordingly, the syllabus has to be created. And then the next thing is, yeah. It's not functioning. Yeah. Actually, some sort of things we have to discuss here. That is, what should I do? Yeah, it is because of my mouse. No, my mouse is not properly functioning. That is the problem here. I have to use my Yes. Yeah. Actually, curriculum updation. How to update the curriculum? That chapter gives a very vast knowledge about how to update the curricula. That is a curriculum. No, it is a plural form curricula. Yes. The first thing is the international developments. We must know the international developments, and then accordingly we have to develop the curriculum. And then the relevance of new ideas, not irrelevant ideas, shall be put in the or dumped in the syllabus. Okay, and then concepts. The concepts must be understood properly by the teacher as well as the students. So that same thing is also given in this syllabus, the curriculum making. And then knowledge concerned the discipline, knowledge of the concerned discipline. The proper knowledge, the fundamental knowledge must be there in the curriculum. And then national development. according to the national development, what are the schemes available for the national development? All these things we have to know, and it has to be included even in the curriculum on the basis of that. We should not violate that, but we have to include certain things for the curriculum development and curriculum updation. And then current knowledge is very, very essential. Current knowledge in the science and technology as well as the concerned subject. So when we do all these things, definitely we can produce the students, those who are very, very employable. They have the skills of employability to get the decent salary and a decent job and so on. So in order to achieve all these things, what shall we do is we have that that is the teachers shall be encouraged to undertake the MOOCs course. Okay, number of MOOCs course. Okay, but yeah, how many teachers are doing this MOOCs course? I do not know. And for this, the government has taken so many initiatives like NPTEL and SWAYAM. Okay, and there are so many platforms, the edX, okay, and so on. So in order to improve that, we can have a course like the course from such a platform. And yes, the challenges. What are the challenges? No, the challenges we have is globalization. Globally, now we are in the fourth industrial revolution. Fourth industrial revolution in the sense it has mingled and collaborated with technology and global economy and so on, isn't it? And then the managed more professionally. The teacher must be what should I say? They must manage everything professionally, and the students also must be trained to manage professionally. And then competition that is everywhere. So how you are competing with your other institutions and other challenging attitudes and so on. And then internationalization of education. We have that internationalization of education in the sense it is very difficult because it needs money, it needs technology and so on. So these are all the challenges. When we dash out all the challenges, we create a good nation development. Okay, and then the key drivers. We have the key drivers here. We find that the first one is actually the outcome now on the right side of my slide on the right. Before I would like to tell you that all the points and all the concepts and including some of the words are taken from the book that is a quality mandate higher education institutions in India. It is published by UGC. Okay, in order to give you the proper knowledge to the other people, that's why I have taken all the points and all the concepts and including the phrases from that book. I would like to acknowledge that at this point of time. And then artificial intelligence, AI, robotics. If we have artificial intelligence, what will have? Domination. That education technology will dominate the people. And self-paced learning, the key drivers. We have so many key drivers. In that key drivers, we have self-paced learning. And what is the outcome? The problem solving and innovation and creativity. And then competency-based. Rather than the knowledge-based, the competency-based. The competency-based involves in cognitive development and professional and skills. Okay. And then flexible, modular, lifelong learning, especially what we have is EQ is more than IQ. Okay, EQ is more than IQ. When you channelize your emotional quotient to something, what should I say, productivity, you will have automatically the IQ. Okay, that's why EQ is very, very important. Emotional quotient. You have to channelize your emotional quotient. You have to convert your emotion into your knowledge. That's why we have the outcome that is called well human being and also the lifelong learning and so on. Then collaboration of a human being with robotics. That is what we have. We have that new term that is cobot. That is education 5.0. It is to maximize the power of digital technologies. Digital technologies like MOOCs, I told you earlier, and then animated laboratories. And it is to say under this outcome that is accurate learning and machine and man collaboration. Machine and man collaboration takes place in this cobot. No, yes, and then PhD passing set and net examination, these candidates can be shall be put in the educational field in order to maintain the quality education. Okay, and then teaching is not merely a kind of monopoly. Okay, some teachers, they monopolize teaching. They monopolize teaching, but they should not monopolize the teaching. But it is a democratic learning. It is a teaching is and teaching and learning purpose is a kind of a democratic learning. So we may have to maintain the democratic learning. Only then we will achieve the what government says, what government initiates. Okay, yes. The next slide, we have that the three possible models of a pedagogy. It's a teaching technology and teaching methodologies and so on. It is based on technology. The delivery of information, we can, it is delivery for a delivery of information, we can use that MOOCs, okay, MOOCs course and MOOCs platform and web-based technologies, and the technology can be very, very useful for the, what should I say, the students. And then, that's the thing, the faculty as a mentor. The faculty as a mentor in the sense, as teachers thinks that he is the master of the students, but it is not like that. But faculty as a mentor in the sense, they have to mentor the students in all the walks of life of the students. At the same time, the small group of students, especially 20:1. For 20 students, we have one mentor. Okay, one mentor. According to that ratio, what I tell you is this particular number, and it's this ratio is given by NAC. Okay, and then forming a community learners. They can form a group of people, and then they can learn. As a group of people, as a group of students with the same interest. Okay, with the same interest, with the what should I say? Same idea. Okay, and they can make use of that social media and the other technological related platforms and so on. Yes, the next thing is face-to-face learning is somewhat okay. That is, we can interact with the teacher lively. Okay, lively. But online teaching, that is sometimes it is a costlier, and also MOOCs can be used. And I would like to tell you the another ranking system, that is according to Quacquarelli Simon's ranking 2020, that is QSR 20, the top list university numbers and Indian university ranked. Okay, under this top 100 universities, we have only 0. Under this top 200 universities across the globe, we have 3 universities in India. And then top 500, we have 9 universities. Okay, and then top 1000, we have 23 universities are ranked in India. So it's our duty, it is the educational institutions' duty to increase that number from 23 to many more. At the same time, under the top 100, okay, under the top 100, it's our duty, it's our primary duty. Yes, that's the point I would like to tell you. Yes, the next thing is, next slide is it is a function. Yeah, it is actually this is quality mandate. No, this quality mandate, it was adopted by the UGC, and then there was a meeting conducted by UGC with all the vice chancellors in 2018 on the day of Guru Purnima. That Guru Purnima, you know that it is the veneration of a teacher. Okay, veneration of a teacher, and then a teacher is venerated as a guru and something like that. Yes. It will give us 5 objectives and 10 initiatives. Okay, 5 objectives and 10 initiatives. It has to be implemented by higher education institutions by 2022. 2022. Yes, I do not know who is drawing on this screen. I do not know. Yeah, anyway, no problem. Yes, the graduate outcomes for the students, we need to improve the graduate outcomes of the students. The graduate outcomes of the students that is associated with the OBE, outcome-based education, that is the LOCF. Okay, and then 50% of them to access employment or else the self-employment. Okay, that is the 5 objectives and 10 initiatives implemented by higher education's institutions by 2022. And then it is the society industrial the connection, the society and industrial connection, and 2/3 of students must be productive and socially involved right now. Right now, what they are doing now, only 2/3 of the students, they are doing their involvement in the society and social and industrial activities and so on. And then we have to educate the professional and life skills. There is a separate chapter called Jeevan Kaushal, that is on life skills. We will deal with that. And then we have to improve the life skills. Then 4th point is, that is the 4th objective is, the teachers' vacancies not exceeding 10% of the sanctioned strength. Okay, not exceeding 10% of the sanctioned strength, and 100 of teachers must be trained with the respective subject domains as well as the emerging trends. Okay, emerging trends and the emerging technologies and so on. Yes. The next slide, it shows that every institution, every higher education institution must be nationally accredited by NAC with the score of 2.5 by 2022. That is the aim. Okay, that is the aim of higher education institutions as well as the UGC. But here we have that the 10 initiatives that is given in that first chapter. In the first chapter, 10 initiatives. Yeah, it is the induction program for the students. The induction program for the students, we have to conduct that. I mean, I will tell you about that induction program of the students later. And then learning outcome-based education, that is a curriculum framework, that is what we call that LOCF and OBE. It has to be included in the our curriculum, but I do not know how far these people are, I mean, in the higher education institutions are utilizing that LOCF in the university level, at the university level, as well as at the college level. I do not know. So, but it has to be included. That first chapter deals with that. It has to be included. And then information communication technology can be used for the teaching process. Okay, and then it is to impart the life skills. Again, you find that life skills are there because the student must be a very good human being, first of all, a man of ethics, a student, a good human being with a lot of ethical manners and social values. That's why we have to impart the life skills to the students and social and industry connect. Okay, that's what I told you earlier itself. In order to give the betterment of economic and social socio-economic condition in the village communities, and so on. And then evaluation reforms has to be revamped. Okay, it has to be revamped. The technology can be used to evaluate the students. Okay, and then we have the tracking students after completing their degree. We have to track the students, what they are doing, and what is their progress and so on. Okay, what is their progress and so on. We have to track the students, alumni association, okay, through the alumni helping. And then we have the faculty development program. The faculty development program has to be conducted for all the teachers. Okay, all the teachers, at least twice, once in 6 months, like that. Then quality research. Why quality research is needed, very much needed, in order to create a new knowledge. That's why we have that quality research. That's why we have a UGC CARE listed journals and Scopus indexed journals, as well as MLA listed journals and so on. Then mentoring of non-accredited institutions they will actually mentoring institution will go and check and give some certain inputs and points how to improve their institution with the quality aspects in terms of quality aspects and so on. So actually, as I told you earlier, the first point itself, that is every institution that is a higher education institutions in India must be accredited with 2.5 score by 2022. So that these are all the 10 initiatives taken by the UGC, that is the initiative. Okay. And then, yeah. This we can have the another point here to discuss. There are a number of schemes which can be incorporated with the higher education institutions. The first one we have, the first one is Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, as that is the, yeah, that is the thing. In 2014, it was initiated, and it says that inclusive India. It is not that inclusive education. Okay, it is not that inclusive education for the disabilities. It is not that inclusive education for the visually challenged or physically challenged, but it is the inclusive India in the sense, a nook and cranny of India, a nook and cranny and every place of India, including the very small village, the education has to be imparted. Education has to be imparted, and the students from the education institution, they will go and work with the education knowledge and so on. So they can collaborate with the district administration and Panchayat Raj institutions, and especially to the grassroots levels of the stakeholders. And it is a UBA is a kind of a movement. Okay, it is a kind of movement. It connects between, UBA connects between the institution and local communities, and it will overcome the challenges of rural India and the use of technologies and the society and an inclusive of university, and knowledge is parted to the village. Okay, all these are the connections by the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. Okay, yes, the next slide I would like to tell you is, yeah, it is it goes. Yes, in this first chapter, we can have that. I do not know how far I'm going to complete all the 15 chapters here. Very fast, I can go through it. Okay, and then CAE, continuous internal evaluation, has to be revamped and so on. And grading system is also to be included and revamped, and then assessment rubrics. And I tell you that question bank system has to be implemented in all the higher educations according to this first chapter. And then use of technology and conducting examinations. For conducting examinations, we can use that technologies and so on. And then the students' progress has to be recorded. Has to be recorded after completion of that course. Because through the alumni networks and alumni association, we can do that. And also, every higher education institution has to have that alumni database. Database, it is very, very important to track the students after completing their course in our institution. Okay, and then number 8, we have that faculty development, which means Guru Dakshata. That means Guru Dakshata. What I tell you is faculty induction program. This particular faculty induction program is only meant for the newly recruited faculty members, because they must understand the institution and institution's process and the functions of all these things. They must get accustomed to the institutions. That's why we have that program called the faculty induction program. And then we have ARPIT annual refresher program in teaching. It can be used for the professors and so on. And we have that SWAYAM. And then the 9th one is quality research and creation of new knowledge. Why do we have a quality research? Why does UGC insist and recommend only the quality research? It is because of the creation of new knowledge. the creation of new knowledge. That's why we have to publish the papers in CARE and also the what should I say, Scopus and MLA listed. And then quality transdisciplinary. As I told you earlier, it is not that multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary, but we have that transdisciplinary. Transdisciplinary in the sense crossing one discipline to another discipline, and then there is new knowledge is created. This is what we call that the transdisciplinary research. And then innovative thinking and groundbreaking and eminent academicians can be collaborated with the quality research and so on, and networks and so on. Yes, I can. Yes, the next slide, it shows that UGC introduced the transdisciplinary scheme of transdisciplinary research for India's development economy. That is what we call STRIDE. Okay, as our principal also told earlier, SDG, the Sustainable Development Goals. It is meant for overall the human advancement, overall the human advancement in all the walks of life. And then UGC STRIDE, it will grant the money and it will support the institutions under three components. We have three components. What are the three components here? The component and the right side, we have that amount. Component 1, research capacity building, or CB, research capacity building and human research development for all the disciplines. Irrespective of disciplines, they provide their grant up to 1 crore. And component 2, transdisciplinary research. As I told you earlier, transdisciplinary and transdisciplinary. It is a social innovation for national development. For all the disciplines, we have that 50 lakhs, up to 50 lakhs. And then component 3, that transdisciplinary research in humanities and human sciences. And there are so many the subjects here with that, especially the Indian education system and Indology. Okay, it has to be promoted. Indology and Indian education system, it has to be promoted because we people of India, we have to promote the Indology and Indian languages. And for this, we have up to 5 crore. Okay, so this is the thing. And we have academic integrity. Academic integrity consortium for academic and research ethics. This is what we call CARE. Okay, under this CARE listed journals, we need to publish the research articles well and good. Okay, and then this promotes quality research. Actually, it promotes the quality research. Only then we have to publish the papers in CARE. And then it is to prevent the predatory journals, the fake journals, and substandard journals, the cloned journals, and so on. And then mentoring and non-accredited institutions. That is under the scheme called UGC has launched, that is a Paramash scheme. What should I say? The mentoring institution has to go and give the some sort of inputs for the improvement of the quality in the institution. Okay. Yes. Chapter 2. It is values and ethics for quality education, higher education. Rajneesh Jain. It is talking about new education policy 2020. It claims clearly, it mentions that integration of ethics. Ethics is very important subject here. Ethics is very, very essential. And then constitutional values, ethics and Indian values and ethical decision makings all are under these values. Okay, and then sustainable development goals 2030, SDG 30, 2030, which was founded by United Nations in 2015. What is the objective of this 2030 SDG? It is a blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all by 2030. It has defined the sustainable development goal, ensures the equitable quality education, promote lifelong learning. How many students and how many of us are learning the life? Involving in lifelong learning. All of, some of my students just think that no. So it's very, very less. So we need to impart that lifelong learning among the students after their completion also, after their degree completion also. And then we have that corruption in higher education. Actually, it's a Transparency International report on corruption in India, 2013. That report says corruption include illicit payments in recruitment and admissions, and undue influence in research, plagiarism, ghost authorship, and the manipulation of jobs and placement data. And these are all the corruptions. Okay, these are all the corruptions. There are a number of corruptions for in higher education, but I have taken a few points because for want of time. Okay, yes, and then quality higher education, 5 critical dimensions. Integrity, it has to be there. Okay, integrity in quality research. And then International Center for Academic Integrity has 5 values. What are the 5 values? Honesty, trust, respect, fairness, and responsibility. Okay, and then transparency is very, very important, as I told you earlier. It is widely reported. Some of the institutions, they are not what should I say, very transparent enough. The roots of corrupt practices lie in a lack of transparency and accountability. It says clearly that the second chapter says clearly, it says that the roots of corrupt practices lie in a lack of transparency and accountability. So we need to avoid what should I say, that corruption. We need to adopt the transparency and accountability in the process of education. And then participation. The stakeholders must have that at various levels of participation in the institutions. And education system free from corruption. Actually, it has to be free from corruption. Integrity pledge, and it is a micro level of a social accountability. We need to have that. So if you have all these things, and the last one is the competency. The competency is responsible for knowledge, skills, expertise, and performance. All these things are there. Okay. And then proportion of values and ethical practices by the University Grant Commission. What it says, Diksharam, that that refers to, and the nature of this Diksharam is student induction program, universal human values. And Jeevan Kaushal, it talks about life skills. Okay, life skills. And Guru Dakshata, which talks about the which enhances the faculty improvement program. CARE, that emphasizes upon the ethical research and publications. And quality mandate for higher education institutions in India, it is to emphasize and insist the academic integrity and monitoring academic process and outcomes. And GAF, guidance, document, and good academic and research practices. So this is meant for ethical research and publications. And after that, we have that Mulya Prava. Yes, that means the human values and professional core values, integrity, and all these things. I mean, I can explain each and every concept for 5 to 10 minutes or 15 minutes. But at this time, I'm not able to do it. Okay, so you please understand a few important points. So this is what I would like to tell you. And then, yes. Yeah, the next chapter, the number 3, the chapter number 3 is students induction program in higher education institutions. Okay, students induction program in higher education institutions. This is number chapter number 3. What it says, it has 4 aspects. The aspects we have: socializing, associating, governing, experiencing. So we need to impart the students and their behavior with the proper way. At the same time, the students must get acquainted with the college and the college system and the university and university system and the rules and regulations and the study skills, and the senior students, they can meet the senior students and professors and the department's activity and so on. So that is the students induction program in higher education institutions. Now, yes, after that, what is the important objective of this students induction program? Yes, IP is familiarizing the environment, inculcate human values, and other focused activities will be performing arts and literary activities and lectures by eminent people and mentoring for 20, one mentor is meant for 20 students, and then value clarification approach. So they need to compare their own values with the others. So that's the point. And what is the point here is the partners in induction program, students induction program, partners. Who are the partners in students induction program? Newly admitted students, head of the institution, important functionaries of the college, faculty mentors, and students council and association, selected senior students, selected alumni, okay, alumni, the world students, civil society, and then invited distinguished people. So these people can participate, okay, in the students induction program in order to have a proper relationship with the institution and the society. Okay, that is the point. That's why the students induction program and its aim. And then function after completing this, a mentor-mentee meeting has to be conducted frequently. Okay, yes. Yes, number four. Number four is the chapter number 4 we have is the role of ICT in higher education in India. And it is the national policy of ICT education in India. In the school education, it was finalized in 2012. Okay, it has a threefold aim of ICT in the education institution. Number 1 is access. Number 2 is upholding equity. And number 3 is enhancing quality. Actually, it is having 3 levels: basic level, intermediate, and advancement. And the basic level, they have the data processing and word and so on. And intermediate level, they have how to manage the software applications and so on. And then at the advanced level, we have the learning process and using the softwares and collaborative learning and so on, pedagogical and curriculum development, all these things there under advanced level. And then flipped classroom teaching and learning. It is also, now we have that flipped classroom learning and teaching. And it is to revisit the information system. And also we need to have that database and answering questions. At the class time, we can discuss more at their, when the students is spending his or her time at home, they can read more and more through the technology, and the same thing can be discussed in the classroom. That's why professor has become a facilitator, the knowledge facilitator, and so on. Yes, now we have the another point is to say it is feedback can be given. Feedback can be given, value feedback can be given. At the same time, the MOOCs platform for the flipped classroom, we have that MOOCs platform, that is edX, Coursera, Udacity, and Khan Academy. And in 2014, Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur has introduced that MOOC kit. Okay, there is a initiative called MOOC kit. Under this MOOC kit, the standard helps run a single course. YouTube can be used as a material. Okay, it is not that inbuilt material in that particular website, but on the YouTube it is available. You can make use of the YouTube videos for this MOOC kit standard course. Okay, and then run a number of courses and low bandwidth areas. This is very important right now, because most of the people are using internet, most of the people are using net facility and so on. It is because because of excessive use of internet and so on. We have some low bandwidth areas. We have that kind of problem. So even in that low bandwidth areas, it is functioning. It is functioning. So it is a good initiative taken by the Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur. Okay, and then local servers can be used. Okay, and then personal and MOOC kit, it can be used. and then with low computation and low storage capacity. The capacity is at a very low capacity, they can make use of that. Okay, yes, this is the point. And after that, yeah, national coordinators for the MOOCs, no, ICT development and ICT based education. We have AICT, NPTEL, UGC, and ECE, and then NCERT, NIOS, IGNOU, IIM, and then we have one more that is ITIS, NITTR. Okay, these are the national coordinators. They can provide MOOCs codes for us. We can choose any of the coordinating centers codes, and then you can update yourself, update the knowledge. So this is the thing that ICT chapter deals with. Okay. Yes. Yeah, and then I have taken this screenshot of that particular book to show you that it is industrial need from academia to the academia needs from industry. What the industrial and the industry needs from the students and academic institution and so on. Research competency among the students, skilled manpower among the students, consultancy, okay, in the education institutions, technical and specialized programs for industry personnel. Okay, these things are needed by industry. And academia, what does it need is the transnational research, and then commercialization of research, and assistance in teaching programs. Assistance in teaching programs in the sense the industry people can come to the institution and they can assist in teaching program, how and what the industrial needs are there. Okay, so if you want to learn more things about the industrial needs and so on, the agencies, the organizations which help you to have the partnership program, you just see the book for the list of page, that is 71 to 75. Okay, the page number starting from 71 to 75, we have the list of things which can be what should I say, entered in the form of various agencies and organizations. Yes, then the next chapter we have is chapter 5 is University Society Connect. University Society Connect, we have that. It is a draft National Education Policy 2019 DNEP. The page number 205, it shows that this University Society Connect, this particular chapter shows that the actually learning is a kind of multiple facets. And the entire universe, the university needs to explore the entire universe. The university needs to connect and explore our own planet. Okay, this is the inanimate objects and living forms, and everything is to be researched in its ecosystem and to promote the human cultures, even though they are in a diverse human cultures and so on. And then research-oriented universities, we have that, and teaching-oriented universities we have. And actually, in the research-oriented universities, they will admit only the doctoral and master's students to participate in the research, like Indian Institute of Science, IISc, okay, IISc Bangalore, and they admit only the doctoral students. And then we have that university of at the level of excellence. At the level of excellence, what they do is yes, what they do is they have to achieve synergy between research, outreach, and teaching functions. It is a synergy between research, outreach, and teaching functions. All these are synergized at the University of Excellence. Okay, but whereas the University of Research, they admit only the doctoral students and so on. Yes. I'm going very fast. Actually, I wanted to explain little by little, but for want of time, I have to go very fast. Yes, yeah, actually, the very important point we must know here at this webinar is Westernization and higher education. Actually, in 19th century, the India was adopted the Western scheme of higher education. That is in 1840 in the by the British government. Okay, they started presidency colleges in Madras, Calcutta, and Bombay. So after that, our higher education institution and universities are based and mimicked the British government's university system, that is Western scheme. Okay, all other higher education institutions in India. So we need to change that thing because we have our own knowledge, our own ability, our own, what should I say, capability. Okay, so we need to change that system into the Indianized mode of teaching, Indianized mode of education system in India. So that's the point I would like to tell you. Yes, and after that, the 4 key strategies are critical to restore the university-society connect. The first one is supports teaching. It is to invest in research and outreach. What we do is research and outreach in the sense we have to support the teaching, the colleges and universities to invest in research, and it has to outreach all the other the villages and so on, and then encourages universities and conduct the induct traditional scholars to find out the traditional scholars, and then integration of subjects. We need to get the advice from the traditional scholars, and then the indigenous knowledge of the Indian system, like mathematics, logic, grammar, linguistics, and so on. Then we have to assign credits also for that. Then the bold policy is 50% of learning time in the educational institution should be the experiential learning. It is not that merely coming and going. It is a kind of experiential learning and so on. And then, yes, we have the next chapter, that is chapter number 6. Okay, chapter number 6 is research and innovation in universities. Okay, research and innovation in universities. In that book, I have taken that. It is actually, who is a teacher? Actually, a teacher is a friend, philosopher, and guide. More than that, teacher, philosopher, and guide, more than that, the teacher should be a good researcher. Innate curiosity of doing the research, and he has to encourage the students to ask questions. Some teachers, they will not encourage the students to ask questions. Okay, we need to ask the question. I mean, we need to ask the students and encourage the students to question. Okay, and then a good researcher is to up to date with the developments in their own subject concerned. Okay, and then a good there should be a good infrastructure in the university or in the institution, and researchers should continue learn like students. Okay, and then researchers have to remain receptive even when they have negative comments. No, they should not get or else they should not take everything into their heart. Okay, just they have to convert that insult and the negative things into the reformation, in the positive manner. So this is the point in the under this section called research and innovation in the universities. Yes. Yeah, next thing is Thomas Macaulay's education. Now we have the education system, that is Thomas Macaulay. He is also Britisher. In 1835, what he said is, we impart education and the English language only to serve themselves, for serve their regime and so on. It is the thing told by Mr. Thomas Macaulay. So we have to reject that kind of the westernized education system. We need to promote our own education system, because everybody is a caliber. Everybody is with the caliber and knowledge and skills. Okay, and actually in 1951 and 52, it started with the 27 universities. Actually, we started that, and on 31st March 2019, the University Grand Commission has recognized 1907 universities in our country, and then 1907 universities in the country, and 399 state universities in the 1907, and then 126 deemed universities, okay, deemed to be universities, 48 central universities, and 334 private universities. We have a number of opportunities. The students must get the knowledge and skills from these universities. It has been increased. The industrial, higher education institutions are being increased year by year. Okay, so that's the point. And after that, the UGC has formulated schemes like a special assistance stream, that like DAC and SAP, okay, and then CAS level and support and other schemes for introducing to promote the educational system and so on. And DST is also there, that is the Department of Science and Technology, and FIRST program, DPT, and STAR college schemes and so on, STEM. And there are so many schemes UGC has formulated and UGC has initiated, okay, to promote the education system in higher education in India. After that, yes, we have that efficiency needed. What kind of efficiency we need from the academic institution, academic manpower that can be acquired through the academic performance indicators, that is API. Doing all the educational performances and so on. And then technical manpower. We need to have that technical manpower. Some of the universities and some of these institutions, they are almost absent in our education system. And then infrastructure. Infrastructure is also very important to maintain that education system in a good quality. Okay, that we need to publish works and books and journals and so on and so on. And then good governance. Good governance must be there. It's a wide-angled academic vision must be there in the leaders, in the what should I say, in the heads, okay, in the heads of the institution. And then the transdisciplinary research, that's the stride UGC has given, as I told you earlier. And then research capacity building. Okay, research capacity building in the professors must have the programs like research capacity building, like that. It goes, yes. And then Indian National Science Academy, and it has given some guidelines for the assessment. Okay, we can go through that. It is also available. And then the CARE, then we have this Dr. C.V. Raman, and he was an instrumental in starting the journal called Current Science. Okay, it is a very standard journal. Like that, the higher education institution can create and formulate that. And UG and PG students also must have the research ethics. Okay, they must have research ethics. It has to be the students must be trained right from the beginning to do the research with ethical manner. Okay, not in the last semester like that. And then mission-oriented research and knowledge and the industry. So we need to translate that mission-oriented and that knowledge and the industry. And then indigenous technology, what we have in India. That kind of a technology can be used under the scheme called the Make in India program. It's a kind of another Swadeshi movement to promote the innovative Make in India program. Yes, the internationalization of education. What we need to say is we need to have MOUs with the foreign universities for research. Okay, we need to collaborate with the other universities. The collaboration can be done. Okay, only a few colleges and universities they have done this kind of collaboration with the international and foreign universities. It is to improve the research ethics and research quality. And then chapter 7, it deals with the chapter 7 is capacity building of faculty from higher education. Okay, 70 to 90% of graduates of various streams of Indian higher education system are unemployable. You just see that it's a really pathetic condition. 17 to 90% of graduates. It says this particular capacity building of faculty from higher education. This chapter deals with 70 to 90% of graduates are unemployable in the higher education system in India. So we need to change the curriculum first of all. Okay, finding actually three main areas to concentrate. The first one is funding. Okay, the second one is governance. The third one is pedagogy. We lack the pedagogical system. We lack the funding system. Governance in the sense it's okay. Okay, but at the same time, the pedagogical system that is highly to be underlined here. Okay, and then pedagogical lacuna. Why this pedagogical lacuna takes place? What is the reason? It is because of the curriculum and teaching strategy, learning strategies, assessment system. These are the pedagogical lacuna. We have that. Curriculum has to be developed and revamped. I tell you that. I have seen a few curriculum of a few colleges, and it has to be revamped curriculum. And teaching learning strategies must be renovated and revamped. Assessment system is also to be renovated and revamped. And then UNDP capacity, it is development that is, of course, the transformation of knowledge into the productivity, to the productivity of the students. How do you know the productivity of your institution? When your students get a very good job, when they appear as a good human in the society, when they have the proper ethical manners, you find that your education has produced a good human being, the good person, the person of wholesome. That's the thing. According to All India Survey of Higher Education, AISHE 2019, what it says is, you just see that. Yes, my dear friends, I will finish it off. Don't worry about it. Very fast I am going. That you know that. We have two parameters. One is a criteria and then numbers. The teachers in the higher education system in India, we have 14,16,299 teachers are there in higher education in India, and 993 universities are there, and 40,000 colleges are there in India, and then 11,000 standalone institutions like autonomous institution. They are not affiliated to the universities. Okay, we have that in number. 14 lakh teachers and 374 lakh students in 2019. You find that the higher education students are also increasing. The universities are also increasing. Okay, the teachers are also increasing. Everything is increasing in the quantity, but we need to acquire the quality. That's why we have quality mandate in higher education institutions in India. Okay, yes. The next one is, very often I use that mouse. Yes, the complex problem solving. What is some problems are there? We have to we have to give the critical thinking to the students and creativity. Students lack creativity and people management, and we have that coordinating with others. These we lack. These we lack. I'll tell you that more than 90% of teachers do not use blogs. First of all, more than 80% of teachers they are not able to use LMS, learning management system. that LMS can be used with the assistance of Google Classroom. Okay, Google Classroom and Microsoft Team, and then we have a number of platforms also for this LMS. And more than 60% of teachers, they are not able to use Google Drive to transfer the data from your Google Drive to another one. And about 75 teachers, they do not know the Google Calendar and how to use Google Calendar and how to attach with this Google Classroom and so on. And then more than 70% of what should I say? Teachers, they are not able to share the tools such as slide share and so on. And many consider that the use of PowerPoint presentation is the ultimate application of ICT, ultimate use of ICTs. They think that PowerPoint presentation is only the use of ICT like that. So there are different kinds of platforms and tools to make use of your knowledge to teach the students. Yes. Yeah. What should I say? Yes. Now we have that life skills. Okay, that is Jeevan Kaushal. Chapter 8 is Jeevan Kaushal, and WHO has given number of skills. Yeah, I mean restricted number of skills, and I would like to tell you, and then I finish this life skills, because most of you are able to take and undergo the life skills classes, and they will teach the life skills that is a soft skills, that we call that soft skills and so on. And then what WHO says, about the soft skills, no? It's a self-awareness, empathy, then critical thinking, then critical creative thinking, and creative thinking. For creative thinking and critical thinking, we have Edward de Bono's books, okay, the lateral thinking, and then decision making and problem solving and effective communication, interpersonal relationship, coping with the stress. And many students, they are finding very difficult to cope with their stress and so on. And then coping with the emotions. That's why I told you earlier, that is the emotional quotient rather than the IQ, that is a intelligent quotient. Okay, William Goldman's emotional quotient, we can read that kind of books to improve and maintain the emotional quotients and so on. So this is what we have, that the recommendations of soft skills by WHO. There is yes, this one, yeah, WHO, I forgot that, yeah, WHO. And still there are several soft skills. Only 10 are available, and still we have several soft skills. I have taken all these from that book only. Yes. Next thing is, yeah, in this soft skills, we have that indigenous technology, indigenous idea, Bharatiya literatures like the Vedas, Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, the epics, Ramayana, Mahabharata, which includes the Bhagavad Gita, no? Yes, these Puranas and Kautilya's Astasastra, they are also very basic literatures for bringing out soft skills and life skills. Okay, and then we have the development of these koshas and the development and skills. How it is there, I am going to tell you. Yes, the koshas, no, the Annamaya kosha, it is the physical development, and Pranamaya kosha, that is talking about vital development. Okay, vital development. And then under this vital development, we hold the body and the mind together. And then the Manamaya kosha, that talks about mental development. Okay, we need to have the mental energy. And then Vijnanamaya kosha, that is talking about the intellectual development. Okay, and then human wisdom resides in this particular kosha. And then we have that Anandamaya kosha. It is talking about the spiritual development. So spiritual development, all these are also coming under this soft skills. Yes, that's the thing. And then chapter 9, I deal with the chapter 9 is here. Yeah, just a minute. Just a minute. Okay. Yes, I finished with this. What should I say? The soft skills. Now I can begin with evaluation reforms in higher education. Under this evaluation reforms in higher education, we have NAC accreditation. Okay. And then NBA. NBA is meant for engineering colleges. Okay. NAC is meant for the arts and science institutions and so on. At the same time, it is the UGC, NAC is established by UGC, and NBA is established by All India Council for Teaching and Technical Education, AICTE. And it talks about the issues and challenges before the higher education sector in India. And it says that the shortages of the resources. And the next slide, which talks about the lack of employability skills in the students. We need to improve the employability skills among the students. Okay, then the curriculum needs to changed. The curriculum needs to be changed and it needs to be revamped. Okay, that's the point. And then student-centered, not that subject-centered. That's why we have LOCF. And then students' learning requirements and aspirations. Why and how do the students want to know, and how do they want to get their aspiration in the particular field? We need to assist them. So that's the point. And after that, outcome-based education. In this evaluation, actually Sparry and Marshall in 1991, they have created that outcome-based education. And then for this, I have given a special webinar on outcome-based education exclusively, which is meant for English language teaching, which is also available on the YouTube. You can browse through it and you can understand. And how to map with the PLOs and CLLOs and course objectives and course level learning objectives, and then the program educational objectives. We need to have the Bloom's taxonomy to write the program educational objectives. Okay, and then course-wise objectives, something like that. Okay, I skip that. And 3 major domains of educational objectives: a cognitive, that is meant for knowledge, and affective, that is meant for attitude, and psychomotor, that is meant for skills. Okay, the next chapter, that is the 10th one, which discusses on education system. Okay, student tracking and alumni network. Here we find that Upanishads, it talks about the ideal teacher, the guru, and inspires the teacher. Guru inspires before teaching. Okay, every guru, that means every teacher must inspire the students before teaching. So that is the ultimate point, okay, of education system. And Shishya, that means that destroy the ignorance, the receive instruction and destroy the ignorance. In the 19th century, Swami Vivekananda, and he is also telling that the man making and life building, okay, the character making, these things are there, okay, in the education system. And focus of alumni relationship. We have to, as I told you earlier, we have to track the alumni people and alumni, okay, with the database of alumni association, and keeping alumni and their attitudes regularly, and attitudes in the sense academic and development, how they are involved. Okay, and they have to inform the alumni to get known the things happened in the alma mater. In the alma mater, is where they have studied. Okay, their own institutions, and then they have to involve. Yeah, it's getting some problem. My laptop is getting some problem.
Sir, Dinesh sir. Sir.
Sir, சொல்லுங்க சார்.
Sir,
சார் கட் ஆயிடுச்சு போலங்க மேம்.
சார் ஓடுதுங்களா?
இல்ல சார். சார் ரீஸ்டார்ட் ஆயிட்டு இருக்கு லேப்டாப். ஆனதும் கண்டினியூ பண்ணுவாரு சார்.
ஓகே ஓகே. பார்ட்டிசிபென்ட்ஸ் இன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணிடுங்க.
Dear participants, kindly wait. Actually, resource person's laptop is restarting. Kindly wait and be patient. He'll rejoin soon. Kindly wait, dear participant. Kindly wait, dear participant. He will be rejoined soon because his laptop is restarting. Dear participant, the session is not yet completed. Kindly wait.
Sir, just a suggestion. If he if he send his PPT to someone else of your own team, someone else can share the screen and he can just explain, as he's facing some issues with his laptop, I'm telling.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Thank you for your suggestions.
Hello. Hello, ma'am. Please feedback link send the group. Ma'am, please send the feedback link.
Sure, sir. Within a few minutes, we'll share the feedback link. Sir is going to continue in 1 or 2 minutes, sir. Kindly wait. Dear participants, kindly wait. The guest speaker is about to join. Please be patient. So once the session is over, we'll share the feedback links. Sir. Please be patient, sir.
Hello, sir. We need the PPT. How can you share, sir?
Ma'am, session is over. Please send the feedback link.
Sir, how can you get the PPT?
Ma'am,
Yes,
please
ma'am.
wait. Ma'am, please wait, ma'am. Sir, the session is not over, sir. He'll join back soon. Kindly wait, sir.
How can we get the PPT, sir?
Yeah, I'm extremely sorry. I'm extremely sorry for the technical problem. I'm very sorry because all on a sudden my laptop got struck and it went for restarting. It went for restarting. So I'm very sorry. I did not know because I have loaded many more books on my laptop. So that is why it is functioning not well. Okay.
Well, better than you conclude, sir.
So I can conclude.
Yeah, that's good because already it is almost time is 1 o'clock lunchtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't mistaken me because
Yeah, definitely.
we understand the technical issues. It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, good,
Okay,
sir.
thank you.
Anyhow, you have done a great job. It's a $1 million worth, and it's a right time to share all those things, sir. Very good. Nice, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah. As sir, what's your name, sir? Ma'am, shall we conclude that?
Or else you can take the question hour, sir. Question time.
Yeah, questioning session.
Yeah.
Yeah, questioning session. We can have that.
Meanwhile, let them share the feedback link. By the side, let them fill, and you also can take the question.
Yeah. Okay.
If it goes simultaneously, then it will be all right. We'll manage the time also.
Okay.
It's about to lunch.
Okay. Yeah. So with this, it's what he says is I understand the human values. Okay, human feelings. Now it's almost 1 o'clock. I mean, it is crossed to 1 o'clock. Okay, 1:08. So with this, I conclude my session. Still, we have 5 more session. I mean, 5 more chapters to discuss. But for want of time, I'm not able to complete it. Okay. Anyway, thank you very much for management.
Kindly complete the session, sir.
Yes.
Kindly complete the session so that the session will be fulfilled, sir.
Oh, complete the session.
Yes, sir.
Sir, actually, he wants to continue the session, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir,
I
we are
mean,
eagerly
complete in
waiting.
the sense, still I have 5 more chapters.
No
So
problem.
shall
No
I-
problem. No problem, sir.
Okay.
We are eagerly waiting.
Yeah. No problem. Very fast, I can complete it. Okay.
Sir, no.
No.
Yes.
No. Okay.
Yes, sir. So that we can understand the session, sir.
Excuse me,
Are you-
sir,
are you-
please
yes,
take your
yes.
own time to complete the session.
Don't hurry up, sir. Don't hurry up. Don't hurry up.
We are waiting for a good lecture, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Are you
sir.
interested in?
Sir?
Yes, definitely we are very interested, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Actually, I was talking about the education system. Yeah, education system and this related to the alma mater programming. Yes, and then we have a national academic depository system is also to keep the records of the alumni. Okay, the old students. They can at any time we can retrieve their documents and so on for the purpose of NAC visit and so on. So that is why we have another scheme called the National Academic Depository Scheme. That is what we call NAD. Okay, chapter 11, which talks about the ancient Indian education system versus modern education methodology. Okay, so this is the system. Now we have that actually the methodology is nothing but the physical and intellectual, emotional, moral, active, and physical development of a personality. So these are all the things under this methodology. Okay, under the methodology, and in the education in the ancient India, we had the values of life. In those days, we had the values of life, the Vedic hymns that said that understood, appreciated, emulated, and Gurukulas. So it appreciated the Gurukulas and so on. And then the prestigious Vedic literature, which talks about the Acharya Nagarjuna, Acharya Kumarliya, Bhatta, and then Adi Sankaracharya. And these are the great and prestigious Vedic writers, and their ideas are to be imparted in the education system. It was very great one in those days. And then the pedagogical system, it was that Gurukula system. Okay, that is the individual concerned. Individual concerned, and now we have one teacher for all. Okay, but here in those days we had that Gurukula system. It was meant for the holistic development. It was meant for holistic development and so on. And we have that prominent 14 branches of a Gurukulas. Okay, here we have that 6 Vedantas, 4 Vedas, Mimamsa, Nyaya, Puranas, and Dharma Shastras. Okay, these are all the Vedic literature, and these are the basic for the education development in those days. Okay, and then the qualities. Now we have qualities. Actually, is my screen visible to you?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Sir, how can we share this? How can we share this PPT, sir? Where we can get?
I'm sure. It's getting stuck again. It's getting stuck. Sir, am I visible?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Neerabali, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, your screen is not shared. Okay. But no issue, sir. You just go ahead. Just go ahead with your session. We will just listen.
I'm not able to share my screen actually. There is a problem, I think so. Is now visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now it's okay, sir.
Okay, okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, now it's visible.
Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. Yes, ancient the education I was talking about. Sorry for the interruption again. And 6 teaching qualities were there in the ancient education system. Melody, it was also one of the factors, and language, knowledge of linguistics, brevity, as Shakespeare says, brevity is the soul of wit, and then bravery of our confidence and how many. And these things were there in the ancient education system that we have to venerate and adore. That we have in the education system, Paramash. There is a scheme called the Paramash scheme. Now we have in practice. Actually, it is taken from this. The Guru is Brahma, the Guru is Vishnu, and the Guru is Shiva. Guru is the embodiment of the eternal Brahma. Okay, so that means the Guru Shishya Parama. That means he has to mentoring. Okay, that is the system. Teacher-student tradition is the best system in ancient thing. From this only we have that scheme called Paramash. Okay, and then what is the aim of Paramash and its aims and objectives? We have that faculty and staff for the proper process and documentation presentation. That one institution will do that, another institution, and so on. It is a research collaboration, faculty development, and so on. And then what are the benefits of mentees? Mentees, that means the institution which is mentored by the mentoring institution. So enhancement of overall quality of mentee institution, and then profile of enhance the profile of institutions, and we have the improved quality of research and methodologies of teaching. And after that, we have the benefits of mentors. Benefits of mentors, we have that additional learning and acquired from the experience, the another experience. Okay, and then they have an intellectual challenge because the institution is in the different infrastructure, in the different scaffolding. Okay, and then increased collaboration, they have that. So these are all the benefits for this mentors institution. Then we have this is eternal quality review. Eternal quality review, EQR, its objectives are national, international, and institutional needs. Okay, how the resources are utilized. So everything is accountable. So in the accountable, we have audit, then sustainability, suitability, and then effectiveness of the activities, then benchmarking, the standardization of that institution. In the standardization of institution, we have different parameters, that is different benchmarking. We have that. That is internal competitive benchmarking, that is collaborative benchmarking. Then external competitive benchmarking, that is meant for external collaborative benchmarking. The external things are there. Then external collaborative benchmarking, external competitive benchmarking, and external trans-industry benchmarking. It is undertaken by the institution. So yeah, these are all the benchmarking, and we have to adapt that. This is the first time I have this kind of a technical issue. Yes. This is the share of actually here certain statistics is given here. Globally, we actually in 1996, 6% of GDP was, to be to be used on education. That the John Tyne statement in 2011, government requires 6% of their GDP and at least 20% of their national budget on the education. But India invested only 3.1% of the GDP and nearly 10% of the public expenditure. Okay, from the public expenditure on education, and it was taken in 2018. Okay, and then the GDP is what should I say? The CAB committee in 2005, it said that 1.5% of GDP is to be allocated for the higher education, and 1% that is for university and higher education, and 0.5% is to the technical education. You just see that the percentage which we use for the higher education. So we need to increase that higher economic condition to develop our higher education institution. The economic survey 2018 to 19, it says the total number of expenditure on education was 5.81 lakh crores. Okay, the economic survey says. In that, it accounts 3.1% of the GDP and 10.5% of the public expenditure was used, and then 40.1% of the allocations to the social sectors, and again revised estimates were taken place in 2018 to 19. Here we find that 83,626 crores for the sectors used. In the sectors, what we have is, for school sectors, we have 50,113 crores, nearly about 60%. In higher education, we had 3,35,120 crores. That is, what should I say, of 40%. We have a 40% of that. So this is the statistical data I would like to tell you. And then students loan scheme, and you have that it is getting increased, the students loan scheme. And yeah, actually this is the point I have to mention here. 25% of the regular faculty income is given to the temporary faculty. So that is the challenging today. So that's why we have a RUSA. That's why we have RUSA. It was introduced in 2013, and it is for public higher education institutions. And then in 2017, the Government of India and Higher Education Financing Agency was initiated. It was initiated for funding the higher education to mobilize the fund. Okay, and it is for the centrally funded higher educations like IIT, NIT, and IISCRs and central universities and so on. So this is one of the schemes for funding the higher education institutions. Yeah, and then chapter 14. Okay, now we have chapter 14, that system approach to skilling and vocational education in India. Systems approach to skilling and vocational education in India. So this is the skill development program. The youngest nation in 2020, India was on the verge of a youngest nation because the students are aged between 29. Okay, and with their ratio is 64% of its population. And skilling and vocational education, why it is initiated? In order to give the initiative and creativity and then innovation and excellence with relevance. Okay, I can explain everything in a detailed manner, but it's a time is not a proper one. Okay, and then the DNEP in 2019 says the 50% of learners must be vocational, what should I say? They can do their own skill-oriented jobs, skill-oriented jobs. They know the vocational education to survive on their own, okay, by 2025. And it is included in the general education. The skilling and vocational programs are also included in the general education. And the aim is unskilled to semi-skilled and then to skilled. Finally, they have that is a highly skilled individuals. So that's the point. And the national initiatives like Make in India. So under this Make in India, we professors and teachers must make the students skilled persons to get involved in the policy called, the scheme called Make in India. And then skilling needs the interdisciplinary to multidisciplinary and multidisciplinary to the transdisciplinary approach. Okay, these are all the things. 3 outcomes are there in this skilling and vocational programs. We have employment, education, and finally entrepreneurship. So we, the students, if they have all these skilling and vocational, they do not depend on others. Okay, they can do on their own. Yes, that's the ultimate aim of skilling things. Okay, yes. Now we have yes, sports and yoga and these things are there, and artificial intelligence. Then internship program. Internship program can be conducted for the students. Okay, they can go to the local firms and local IT sectors and services, and for having the internship program, and it is a kind of student relationship with the society. It is one of the very good scheme. Okay, yes. Yes, the last one, what you waited for, that is the national educational policy. Okay, national education policy, that is the last chapter in that book. That is the 15th chapter. Okay, 15th one. Okay, and policy 2020. Actually, it is a mandate for quality higher education in India. Actually, the higher education system has faced several challenges, and in the 4th industrial revolution, and this national education policy 2020, which consists of and which offers the access, equity, equality, affordability, and accountability of students and so on. And it has to enable faculty and industrial autonomy. And then it has to revamp, it will, it says, the national education policy says, that is revamp the curriculum and pedagogical system and assessment and student support. And then it is to make the integrity of faculty positions and the institutional leadership. And then to establish the National Research Foundation. Okay, it is a very good one. It is for the research development. And then it has to increase the access, quality, and inclusion through the range of measures, and multidisciplinary. And in the undergraduate program itself, we have a multidisciplinary. Okay, and then infrastructural learning and disability learners are also vehemently included in the vast measures and so on. And we have to support, and we get the support from the central government and the state government and the public investment schemes in that national education policy. Then we have, yes, this national education policy will create the 4 essential functions. What are the 4 essential functions? Number 1 is regulation. Number 2 is accreditation. Number 3 is funding and academic standard. Okay, so for these, they are going to set up a Higher Education Commission of India, HECI. Okay, and then NEP recommends 2020, NEP 2020 recommends the Central Advisory Board of Education, CAB. Okay, it is to develop an what should I say, the vision of education in the country and so on. And after that, we have the continuous visit in close collaboration with the ministry and state governments apex body like what should I say, a Tansky like that. Okay, higher education, state higher education commission and something like that. And then it is the short-term goal can be had, and midterm term that goal can be had, and also long-term goal can be had for teaching and research and services to the society. And then new education policy 2020 recommends 3 types of institutions. One is research intensive universities, and second one is teaching intensive universities, and the third one is degree granting autonomous colleges. Okay, so for this National Research Foundation is also going to be set up. So it is only meant for quality teaching and quality research, the new education policy. So with this, I complete my session. So thank you very much. If you have any clarification, or if you want to say anything else, or any feedback, or any thing that you would like to say, now you are most welcome to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you, participants.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for such a painstaking effort to give us a lot of information, sir. Now it's time for the participants for a discussion session. I request all the participants to
now it is not yes, a discussion time.
Yes, sir. I request the participants to type your doubts and post them in the chat.
Yes.
Kindly do not post all your doubts in the chat. So all the participants are most welcome. The session is for discussion, so you can post your doubts and queries.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning or good afternoon.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. I am Ravinder from Namakkal.
Yeah.
I am your PG student, sir.
Okay, very good.
In St. Joseph.
St. Joseph.
2011 to,
Okay.
2011 to 13.
Okay, thank you. Very good. I'm very happy to hear from you.
Okay, sir. I am also happy, sir, to attend your session once again after 10 years.
After 10 years. Very good.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Yes.
In India, many of the students, they are lagging after graduation.
After?
India, many of the students, they lag in after their graduation in subject. For this, what are the educational systems we have to follow?
Yeah, that's why we have that skill-oriented and vocational-oriented courses that can be incorporated along with the regular mode. Okay, I mean the general course. So already it is there in the colleges, in the universities, but
Okay,
it
sir.
has to be revamped again. It has to be revamped. It has to be restructured. So that's
Yes,
the
sir, yes,
point.
sir. Okay, sir. But in government colleges, they are not following.
It's there.
properly.
It's there. It's there. It's there in government colleges also. It's there. So in a different way, like elective courses, it will be there.
Okay, sir.
Not in the what should I say, in the regular BA or MA, MPhil program, but in some of the colleges they have that.
Like
Still,
elective.
they are going to adapt in near future. In a very near future, they are going to adapt all these things because of the new education policy.
Okay, sir. Then how do you feel about new NEPs, a new education policy?
Yeah, it's very good because the use of technology is going to be improved, and faculty improvement program is going to be improved, and student-centered education is going to be inculcated. And also in the new education policy, we need lots of opportunities to do research, the qualitative research and so on. So we welcome that thing also.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
afternoon, sir.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, how can we get these PPTs?
You want my PPT?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will give it to the organizers, then they will post on the group.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
You are from?
Sir?
You are from?
Rajmundry,
Okay.
ISTS College.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
I'm
Good
Santosh Kumar.
afternoon, Santosh Kumar. Good afternoon, Santosh Kumar. Yes, you go
Yes,
ahead
sir.
with your question.
Yes, sir. Sir, as an academician and
Yes.
as a researcher,
Yes.
do you think that NEP supports for the quality mandate in research, sir, in research
Definitely.
programs?
Definitely it will.
Okay, sir. But if you take, but if you take certain protocols as per the new education policies, even NEP, even it tries to compromise in, it paves way for compromise in research, sir. Do you agree with it, sir, in certain cases?
Compromising, where it is compromised?
Compromise in the sense is that they say that when it comes to the recruitment process or even in the publication criteria, they say that in the research for a research scholar, it is mandatory for him or her to publish in UGC CAR listed. Whereas after once we being recruited as a faculty members, NEP stresses the fact that it is not mandate for a faculty to publish only in CAR list, whereas they can also publish in peer-reviewed journals. So do you think NEP, do they contradict with their own statements in these two issues? Sir?
Actually, when you want to become a teacher in the higher education institution, you need a quality first of all. Okay. You need a quality first of all. Before getting into the higher education institution as a professor, as a teacher, you need a quality. So in order to maintain the quality in the due course of your doing a research, that is a degree. Research is a kind of a degree. In that degree, you need a quality. Only then the UGC has insisted, and it is insisting the research scholars must publish the quality papers in the UGC CAR listed journals in order to maintain the quality only. Okay. So many journals are there like predatory journals and cloned journals and so on. So in order to avoid and eradicate all these predatory and the cloned and fake journals, they insist that research scholars must publish only in the CAR listed journals. So before getting into the colleges as a faculty member, you need a quality first of all. You need a quality. After coming to the education institution, it is your duty to publish in the quality, in the CAR listed journal also.
Okay, sir.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Santosh.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. This is Vijayaram from Coimbatore.
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Sir, I'm Dr. D. Vijayaram from Coimbatore, Nehru College of Arts and Sciences. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead, doctor. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. It was a wonderful session I have attended today, and we came to know a very good knowledge about the higher educational policies, etc.
Okay, sir.
And you have said about the CAR journals, sir.
Yes.
My question is, there are a lot of confusions in CAR 1 and CAR 2. For example, I can say you in CAR 2 journals, there was a journal called Journal of Interdisciplinary Cycle Research. It is corpus in text, and it is only up to 1993. Now it is continuously as biological rhythm research. But when we publish in that CAR 2 journal, is it good to publish the same name, or it was now continually as biological rhythm research? It's better to publish it.
As of now, what is the name listed in the CAR list? You can go ahead with that. In order to avoid certain issues. Okay, in order to avoid certain issues, certain problems, and certain discrepancies, you need to publish as of now and in the current list what is there. In what name it is there, we can go for the safer side. I'm not talking about that you can publish in that previous named journal or else in the revised named journal like that. But for the sake of, what would I say, the safer zone, you can publish this. So this is my suggestion. Okay, it is a very, what should I say, very sensitive question also. Okay.
Thank you, sir. One more question to you, sir.
Yes.
Many youngsters are waiting to do the proposals in the UGC funding agencies. And we are basically from the side of literature. And you know very well, I'm Dr. Vijay, and I have seen many programs, sir. The one thing, we have a lot of funding agencies for other departments. Can you suggest some funding agency for literature? I mean, especially for English literature.
Right now, it is somewhat very difficult. I'll tell you, sir. I tell you on a research and a very good research funding agencies. I'll tell you.
Very good evening.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'll tell you, sir. Over the phone, I'll speak to you.
Very good afternoon, sir. I'm Rashad from Telangana. Hyderabad.
Yes. Yes.
I did my MA from IFLU, sir, and I want to go for PhD in education. Now I'm working in.
Okay. You're working in? Hello. Hello. Your voice is not audible.
Now I'm okay, sir. Is my voice audible?
Yeah. Good. Go ahead.
I'm planning. I want to go for PhD in a part-time base. So is it possible for me to do?
Hello. Your voice is not audible. You are working in.
Yeah, I'm working in government sector, sir. I'm working
Okay,
as
in
a
government
teacher in
sector.
government.
Okay, you want to do your PhD. Hello.
Hello, sir. Am I audible now?
Yes. Now you are audible.
So can you suggest me recent trends and which are the universities are offering PhD in part-time base?
Sir, it is. You can search for that. Some of the universities are offering PhD degree on the part-time mode and so on. But recent trends, in the sense, we can go for. You are from English literature or only education?
English literature also, education also, sir. I have 4 masters. I have MSW from Osmania University.
4
yes,
masters.
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, now you are asking which master?
I actually want to go in education and
In
as
education.
well as literature also.
Yeah, as well as literature. For literature, you can go for post-humanism and digital humanism and cyber feminism. Cyber feminism, you can go for that for research. And then in education field, you can go for a curriculum development, and then the strategies of OBE. Okay, the strategies of OBE, outcome-based education. You know that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So if you do
Thank you
these
so
things,
much.
yeah, definitely it will be useful.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. I am Pavani, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Sir, actually, I'm basically from Srikakulam. I'm studying MBA, ISTS Women's Engineering College in Rajahmundry.
Okay.
Sir, I have a little doubt, sir.
Okay.
So, what is the main role of teacher? And nowadays, some teachers have 100% knowledge in the subject, but they can't express to the students. They have 100% knowledge in the subject, but some teachers are not expressors. So
that's why I told you that the teacher should be the learner centric, not that student centric. In those days, earlier, the teachers were only the knowledge centric, the objective centric, objective oriented. When we adopt the OBE, outcome based education, the teacher becomes student centric as well as outcome centric, not object centric, only objective centric, but student centric as well as outcome centric. And then, first of all, the teacher should give and impart the cultural values, first of all, cultural values and ethical values. Okay, and after that only we have to teach. That's why I quoted from this book, that is, in those days the Vedic literatures, they were the good references and good fundamentals for teaching and imparting the ethical values among the students. So that's why we have that particular chapter in this quality mandate, it is published by UGC. So the primary aim is to, first of all, give the ethical values, then the knowledge, okay, the student centric, the outcome centric. Yes. Then.
Okay,
Any
sir.
questions?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sir, thank you so much, sir. Shall we conclude, sir?
Yeah, we can conclude.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Now I request Mr. Yuvaraj, Assistant Professor of English, to present vote of thanks.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. I take this wonderful opportunity to deliver the vote of thanks. Before that, okay, I can pick some adjectives to thank Veeramani sir from the comment section, that it is highly useful, relevant, meaningful, interesting, informative, and educative. So these are the comments I often found in the comment box. So protocol, first of all, I would like to thank the management for providing us such a wonderful opportunity to conduct such a great webinar with Veeramani sir. Thank you. And then I would like to thank our principal, Dr. G. Vincent, for supporting us in all the aspects for conducting this webinar. Thank you so much, sir. And I would like to thank our head of the department, Ramya ma'am, for guiding us in such a way that this webinar is such a wonderful one and useful one. Thank you, ma'am. I also thank all the heads of the departments for supporting us in all the aspects. Thank you all. And I would like to thank the faculty members of our department. Without them, this webinar won't reach such a success. Thank you all. And I thank Mr. C. Dinesh Kumar for introducing Veeramani sir to us and keeping him as one of our family members. Thank you, organizer. Thank you, Dinesh sir. You have done such a wonderful job. And I also thank Mr. Arvind for helping us in all the ways. This technical support he rendered is invaluable. Thank you, Arvind sir. And then I thank all the teaching and non-teaching staff. And I also thank the participants, right? Without them, there is nothing. So here the participants are not just students or research scholars. So we have participants from all over. We have participants all over India who are all educationalists, heads of various institutions, heads of the departments, senior professors. So we thank everyone for your patience and your interest for making this session such a successful one. And once again, I thank the Almighty for giving us the strength to complete this one. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We will wind up the session, ma'am.
Thank you, everybody, sir.
Sir?
Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to thank formally. I have to thank Chairman Sri K. Senguthuvan and Dr. G. Vincent, my colleague. He was my colleague in St. Joseph's College for more than 10 years. And we were discussing a lot on education and systems of education and so on in the canteen. So I have to thank you, sir, the principal, sir, Dr. G. Vincent. And I have to thank Raghavi Senguthuvan. Okay, and she used to ask some suggestions and so on. And I also gave some suggestions, and she welcomed like one of the family members in the institution. And then I thank Mrs. A. Ramya, head of the Department of English, and she was also very kind. She is also very kind. Okay, whenever I go to the department, and then I have to thank Mr. C. Dinesh Kumar, assistant professor. He was my student in St. Joseph's College. Okay, so I have to thank him, and I have to thank all the participants and the interactive participants. So I thank you very much. I thank you once again. I thank you all. for having given this wonderful and beautiful and informative session, which I shared with you. So thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, once again.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.